Hello friends, and welcome to this very special festive video. Every year I create these cute hand-painted wooden ornaments with acrylic paints. They are one of my favorite things to do for the holiday season. So I thought it would be fun to show you how I create them. Before we get started, we will need a few things first. First thing we need is some clear drying glue. We will also need a sealant glue, a wood sealant, an acrylic gesso. You will also need some kind of ribbon or jute cord to attach to your ornament so it can hang from a tree. You can use whatever colors, patterns, anything you want, whatever matches your ornaments. And of course, small wood rounds. These ones are pine rounds. You can find them at a variety of places from Etsy to Amazon and craft stores. Alrighty, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is glue down the bark. Sometimes the bark on wood rounds can be very loose, and gluing it down will help to prevent the bark from falling off. Of course, if you don't want the bark on, or if the bark is too uneven, you can just cut it off or down with an X-Acto knife. Just be careful. I use Crafter's Pick Ultimate Glue. It is a water-based super glue and contact cement. I apply my glue with an old paintbrush. You can use whatever you like, but I do recommend a paintbrush just because it makes it a bit easier to apply the glue evenly. Also, make sure to get into all the cracks and grooves on the bark. This is going to help create a super strong bond, and it will ensure that your bark won't fall off. I really like and highly recommend the Crafter's Pick Ultimate Glue. One of the things that I love about it is that it is water-based, and so that makes it super easy to clean up. And the best part is, it doesn't smell. I hate strong smelling glues. And it is much safer to use than something like E6000, and it is really strong. After you're finished coating your bark with glue, place them on a non-stick surface. You can use wax paper or tracing paper. Here I am using a plastic paint palette. It will take about 24 hours for this glue to completely dry. After 24 hours, the glue will be dried and the bark will be secured. The only downside to this glue is that it stays a bit tacky even after drying. So to fix this, I use Podge's Dimensional Magic to get rid of the tackiness. It will take about 3 hours for the Podge Dimensional Magic to completely dry. It also adds a beautiful shine to the bark. Now that the bark is secured, it's time to prep our painting surface. The first thing to do is to seal the wood with a wood sealant. I am using GAC 100 from Golden. This may seem like a bit of overkill for an ornament, but this is really important for helping to keep your ornament long-lasting. A wood sealant helps to protect the wood from humidity. This also helps to protect your painting from the acid in the wood, especially if you're using something like pine. Pine is very acidic. The acid of the wood can cause your paint to yellow and fade over time. So it is important to seal your wood. I seal both the front and back of the wood, and I bring it all the way to the edge of the bark. I do at least 2 coats on both sides. You will know the sealant is dry when it is no longer tacky. After sealing your wood, it's time to gesso. I like to tint my gesso so it matches the wood better. I use Titan Buff or an unbleached white to tint my gesso, but you can use any color you want or just leave the gesso white. Then apply the gesso. I like to do thin coats. I also like to follow the rings of the wood so everything stays nice and neat. But you can cover the wood in as much or as little gesso as you want. If you want the wood grain to completely show through, you can actually use a clear gesso. Yes, they make clear gesso. You aren't limited to acrylics for your ornaments though. You can use oils or even watercolors. If you want to use watercolors, you can use a watercolor ground in place of the gesso. This makes any surface perfect for watercolors. And that's it! Your wood rounds are now ready for painting. Customize them any way you want. Make them as simple or as complicated as you want. I like to create tiny, whimsical paintings. These hand-painted ornaments make amazing gifts, or you can add them to your own tree. They add quite a bit of charm to your tree. If you want to see all of the ornaments I painted this year, then head on over to my website, santafineart.com, to check them out. I also have a couple up for sale. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you use this tutorial to make your own hand-painted ornaments, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I would love to see them. I hope everyone has an amazing and magical holiday season. Happy holidays to everyone, whatever you celebrate, and I will see you next time. Bye!